Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are talking about Isaiah Stewart, how his season went, and his future going forward with or without the Pistons. And Craig, with that, you said you had something interesting for me to talk about Isaiah Stewart. What do you got?
Yeah, I have a question for everybody listening right now, and we're going to start it 25 seconds into this video. I'm giving you a question. Is Isaiah Stewart better now than he was after his rookie year? Or is he the exact same player? So I'm not going to answer that just yet. Let's go ahead and let's take a look. All right. So when you see these stats, these are a compare and contrast. You can see here where my mouse is. This is last year, 2021, and then this is this year. So you see the minutes per game tick up by about 4 minutes per game. But Chris, are you seeing this? Points per game, 0.4 better. Rebounds per game, 2 rebounds better. Similar in assists, less steals, less blocks, more turnovers, worse field goal percentage. Pretty much the exact same from 3. So as you look at these baseline stats, and you're just looking at these baseline stats, you tell me, Chris, what do you think? Is Isaiah Stewart better year 2, or is he the same guy?
Wouldn't you have hoped for a little bit better tick up in a couple of those stat lines to just make you feel a little bit better?
It goes deeper than the stats, I promise.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's hard to know, right? Offensively, he's pretty much the same guy. And not only is he the same guy offensively, but he followed the same trajectory that he did last year. So he couldn't shoot all year. And then all of a sudden in the last 10, 15, 20 games, he started shooting threes. Like it made no sense. And you're like, what just happened? Isaiah Stewart's hitting threes. So I do think he has a higher ceiling. I think it was a weird confidence thing. Maybe it was the ankle. But here's where he made huge stride. So don't turn off the video yet, people who are screaming at me that defense still matters. Defense matters. And he proved that he can be just a phenomenal piece because he does a good enough job at protecting the rim. But the Pistons started switching on every player. And you see that often. Every pick and roll, they would switch. And they would just allow this to happen. And young teams do this a lot because it's harder for them to communicate on the defensive end. And we are a young team. And Isaiah Stewart proved that he can hang with bigs, he can hang with wings, and he can hang with guards. And he started playing like he could be one of the top perimeter interior combo defenders from a big man in the league. And honest to goodness, if he plays that defense he played in the last couple months all year, you're going to be hearing rumors and rumblings about, is this guy deserve like a second team all defense? Like, how good is he defensively? Because he can move those puppies. He can move those feet. So defensively, he is a ton better.
So does his defensive improvement for you make up for the fact that offensively he didn't really make any improvements?
Yes. It actually does. It makes up for it, but I have a lot of hope for his offensive game because what we started seeing last year, the 3-point, it's the little things, right, Chris? So last year we saw these 3-pointers, wide open threes he would make, and then it started to trail off. I think I said earlier this season went in the same way. It's not quite true, but it started to tail off for him his rookie year. Then this year he wasn't shooting well. But when he started shooting, right, he started making about 1 3 a game on about 3 attempts in the last 20 games. He was hitting wide open threes. He actually dribbled into a couple of those threes. He had people in his face for a couple of those threes. So he's starting to show like, yeah, he can shoot threes at a decent clip. Do you know what his 3-point percentage was in the last 20 games of the season since the All-Star break? 50.
Oh,
like
do that. Yeah,
I understand it's a small sample size. He shot 20 for 40, right? Like he shot 20 for 40 or 21 for 40. And like, I get that's a small sample size, but it's over a month, like, or more. So I really do have a lot of hope in the offensive game as a stretch big and also a big who can guard the perimeter. So basically what that means is if Isaiah Stewart can keep shooting the 3-pointer above 35%, all of a sudden Bagley works really well in this team offensively, doesn't he? because Stewart goes outside, Bagley takes the inside for the pick and roll. Stewart's your pick and pop. All right. Or and also doing his highway screens. And what Isaiah Stewart learned to do this year was that defense. And also the dude's screen game is on point, not just on ball screens, but the highway screen, which I don't have a whiteboard, but if I did, you're screening, the person, you set the first screen, which is the on ball, and then you slide down into the paint, and basically you get in the way of their big man coming over to block the shot. And it helped Cade and Killian get so many easy buckets in the paint. So Isaiah Stewart, it's not a box score guy. He's not a box score guy. He might become that, but right now he's I do all the little things well. And when he starts doing the threes and scoring at a more efficient clip, we are just going to be through the moon with this guy.
Because he can, like you said, he can defend basically everybody. So if he can shoot the three, that opens everything up. So
yeah.
So you're high on his future, basically.
I'm high on his future as part of the team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar for us. I don't think he's going to be bad, but he will be that just amazing role player. I think he will just be a phenomenal role player throughout the season and throughout seasons going forward, because it doesn't matter how you play him. You want him to play 25 minutes off the bench as a 4/5? Great. You want him to start at the 5? Great. You want him to just go in there and get rebounds and play the tough guy? Fine. Do it. Like, it doesn't matter. I think he's meshing and building his game. Dwayne Casey has a very specific way he's developing him to be a very well-rounded player, which is what he needs to be, because he's not a vertical leaper or anything like that.
Right. Right. Or an elite. Yeah. Get your own shot, score, die. Anyway.
No.
Yeah.
No, and he's not that, and he'll never be that. But man, is he well-rounded. And it's just fun to watch a guy who goes out and plays really stinking hard every night. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
who doesn't.
Let us know in the comments what you think of Isaiah Stewart, and do you love him, hate him, wish he could score more, whatever. Let us know what you like or don't like about him. And
am I missing something?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I think he's a great role player that has the ability to be a little more. Maybe I'm wrong.
And you need him. That's what you
Blue.
So let us know. It's like, or it's like, you need those guys on your team, and it's really what makes your team run. So let us know in the comments, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you guys on the next one.